Also a reminder that if you hear any sound from the setup I'm using, it's because I've disabled something on OBS because I decided it wasn't for the best as we get Katak Colt. Hopefully, I should be able to remember that. I should be able to remember that if I cannot mumble my words. But yes, otherwise, yes, a certain game has come out on top of a certain Song of Silk, and yeah, we're all just having a fun time. So, I'll talk more about certain things, and basically game design decisions, which I think are normally good, especially making games now as we get into Katak Colt, character exclusive custom character once more with IP stuff. But 4 strength, 5 dexterity, 7 perception, 6 knowledge, 7 charisma, and maybe an ally attack run. I assume this character has fame, but let's see. Light check. Second mystery, strength, second encounter, dexterity, knowledge, so a bunch of stamina, 9 stamina damage, but I think I'm going to force ally attack here. But yeah, so if you've heard of us, quote, question mark short game, but from what I understand, and I didn't put out a trying to play, I wanted to, but I decided it was not for the best as I move on here. But yeah, the design of that game, I mean, yes, most people will just be playing it once, or a few times, depending on how successful you are. If you don't know what game I'm talking about, I'll explain as we see Recluse, Kana, Household Hell, Shuttle, and Phantasms. I still want Kana first, but we do have to take Recluse as well. Well. I think we'll just risk it here. We're on Katak, so we can't run, but I'm just gonna have to risk it because otherwise bad things happen. So, I thought for some reason I might be able to pick up a weapon from Prepare, wooden bat notwithstanding, but I'm confusing it with a certain plugin I'm working with, let's just say, as I'm testing things out. But I haven't made I want to make a video on that. But yeah, to move on from what I'm talking about. So essentially the game I'm talking about is a game where you're supposed to guess whether the people you're taking in are human or not. I don't think there are really any jump scares aside from the when you suspect someone. But other than that, it's kind of a more chill. It's oddly enough closer to a roguelike game. But obviously the atmosphere and the story elements are the most prevalent things that you're supposed to pay attention to during the game. But that's not to say that the game doesn't have replayability, as odd as that may sound for anyone who knows the game. Also, we did run into an enemy, so -1 all damage, but as we autopilot this, yeah, that game has some again, without spoiling anything. I usually don't like to spoil any game, especially games that I enjoy. But yeah, just to let you know that again, it's not really spoiled because I wanted to talk about the topic of the design of that game and how that, well, gameplay at least, most importantly, because obviously I'm not atmosphere. If you're talking about the ambient themes, the ambient or the and the graphic style, the style of the game itself, it is chef's kiss. But along with that is nice luck roll, by the way. Along with that, as I need to grab students right now, is the gameplay of being able to suspect people, and it's kind of it would be closer to what I would ideally want to make or expect from a game. Let's just say we're gonna reroll once here. 50-50. Nope. Guess we have to scary story. We did get a point of charisma, so it is worth it. But as I continue to autopilot the next 3 illegal den allies. Oh, that's right, we also have a... No, we don't, because we don't have Ward. Ward is replaced by Custom Mystery. But, yeah, closer to what you would expect. And with, again, I think let me think about that. Would it be spoiling anything if I talked about that? I guess kind of. I mean, you would already have an expectation as to what to do. Minus a few things. And there are still players figuring things out here and there, just to try and at least perform better in that game, let's just say. But essentially the randomization of elements, I'll say conceptually, is something that I would expect more from a lot more games. Not that every game needs it, but in the case of Not a Human Yet No, again, I'm blurbing up the title because robots have hurt people in the recent days, but in that game specifically, I think some amount of randomization is required rather than, hey, this, and this are always like this, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, just making sure, we don't have Ward, right? Also, keep in mind, we do have Recluse as well, so I just realized. As we have 6 reason here, we have to take something else. So, yeah, wards is replaced by shuttle. I would rather take phantasms first. And then we'll see. Now, we don't have access to the blah blah thing. But I think we might just end up throwing the empty bottle at the boss of... Nice charisma roll, by the way. At the boss of Recluse. Goodness gracious. Jump to safety, question mark? Yeah. And then pass a knowledge check. Let me just... Well, I don't need to focus because the game's going to do it for me. But, as we thankfully pass that check, it's a really, really polarizing check. In that, if you fail that, you take like 6+ more Doom, but if you succeed, hey, Doom decreases by 2. But essentially, you save like 10% Doom. It's that huge. But, yeah, in particular, I think I do like the randomization of that game for the most part. Now, would it have had more, I guess, let's just say, value if the game were larger, I guess, so to say? Sure, nice 35 into 30, by the way. Might as well just try it again. Okay, thankfully, worked out. But as for what it is, it's pretty good because adding any more would adding any more to that game would, even just an extra day, would significantly lengthen the time it takes for that game to have released. And I would recommend that game. Straight up, I think it's only like $15 USD around. So correct me if I'm wrong, but. As we move into Recluse here, Hot Bath is great later. We'll take funds, actually, because we have Maria. But I want to take Charisma still. I think we do have Fame, right? Or we do have a little bit of the perk pack for Fame. No, we don't, maybe. No, we don't. We have Me Time and something else, I think. Because the one that has Fame has Improvise, if I recall correctly. But either way, off we go. But yeah, I would like to get that game. It's just again, I'm dealing with things at the moment, so I couldn't have. Otherwise, I would have more than. I mean, I could, but I had to save my resources to deal with other things. So again, goes back to the notion of me needing to do things myself in real life so that I can at least play more games. But at this point, it's already long. Like back to the topic of design and stuff. Even with it, people are still trying to figure things out. I'm sure it won't take more than a week or two, and I'm sure that there's already, let's just say, guides for being a not human. But I'm trying to say the name of the game without saying the name of the game. But, yeah, it's a good game. It's a good game. Now, if there's any criticism at the moment, I can't think about it because I'm trying to survive here. So, let's drink this bottle of water. I think I will throw this bottle, and off we go. We'll keep the stuffed toy in case we get a bad thingamajiggy, but yeah, 6 damage per turn. Actually, it doesn't really matter if I throw the empty bottle. I think we do get out, but we take like 6 reason damage, and I don't think I can really do much else. So, I could go for a brace if I really need to. That would allow me to throw the broken bottle, but let's squeeze the roommate down as far as possible. Yeah, no, so I could trade off 2 stamina for reason, but we're gonna heal reason in the thingamajiggy anyway, unless something really weird happens. But funny enough, 6 reason damage ain't all that bad either, and it's because we have Kana. If we didn't have Kana with us, we would have definitely needed to trade stamina at least. But we thankfully get to keep the bottle of water. Or the empty bottle, which turns into a bottle of water. And then we take shuttle. Don't have hot bath, do I? No, so we don't get to really rest. But we do get to grab a pack of cigarettes, question mark. So let's find out actually if we do. How much do they cost? 5 funds for an empty bottle. You know what? I normally wouldn't do that. In fact, I probably should. No, who am I kidding? For me, I wouldn't have sold this stuff toy. But anywho. We're on our 4th mystery at 41% Doom. That's very, very good. But as we move on here, yeah, there are some. Oh my goodness, there are some question mark criticisms that I've heard about that game of trying to suss out humans and not. But as I roll a 12 on perception, I wouldn't really think too badly of it. It does what it's meant to do. And in fact, it even came out with a demo, and often, well, not oftentimes, but I would say about 40% of the time, a game that comes out with a demo these days turns out to just, like, fall flat on its face for whatever reason, and I really mean that. I'm not exaggerating. Or if nothing else, at minimum, it does worse than expected. But this game in particular, yeah, it came out. Everyone, people like it. So, and again, most people are gonna one-off it. That's just the nature of today, where there's just so much. Oh, nice 11 roll, by the way. Even though I have 4 strength. Yeah, just the nature of the day. Oh my goodness, I keep rolling high and interrupting myself. But as we use the stuffed toy to get rid of Mind Wipe, because I would like to level up. Yeah, these days are just filled with not too many, but a lot of games. I mean, you could say too many, but that's specifically why I personally like to make smaller games at the moment. That's not to say you can't have a large success with a larger game. Just look at any popular game, really. But, wow, we dodged story, by the way. But yeah. Because of that, people, whether you're a streamer, content creator, so on and so forth, you can only really focus on a few games. Now, obviously, again, more linear games are most likely going to be played straight out. One specific example is actually want to make a video for this, or probably just talk about it during a World of War video, is a certain Defense Academy, which I did play myself and 100% that game. And boy, oh boy, I mean, there's actually shout-outs to like a handful of streamers/content creators that did get every ending in that game as well. So I'm doing a salute in real life. That's not probably inaccurate to salutes in the United States of America, but you get the point. People have finished that game. Everyone else, though, I said it in the video where I talked about it. It would minimum a few months, and even then, either that or I said something along the lines of just finishing your first playthrough will take you a few months, just by the nature. Oh my goodness! By the way. This just choose away to reason? Wow. Oh. Anywho. I don't think there's anything else I can really do, funny enough. Should have taken a hot bath before I entered, but I didn't expect to just explode all my reason away. But yeah, just to end the topic, I will be talking about it in another video because it's interesting to see. But yeah, I said it will take a few months, and yeah, people are just still... I think most people are playing that game, as I end this video, have seen over 50%, and especially 75% of the important endings, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah, without further ado, so close to leveling up, I really isn't any other way for me to survive here? No, huh? Well, unless one of these, funny enough, I think letting go of a student that is removing reason, or if that's even true. No, that's not true, is it? Because there's no... Maybe there's a student. Correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, we can let go of Asato and do this. Wow, if I got 2 brain worms, that would have been terrible. Never mind, it's not the end of the video. Not yet, but I did lose damage off of ally attack, so... Yeah, we'll do our best. I do have Hot Bath, by the way, so it would be nice to get out of this mystery and use that. But, we'll see. Did I ever get... Okay, I have roads closed, but I don't have fetid fumes. Even if I did, it wouldn't really hurt too much. And yeah, I did need to smoke the pack of cigarettes, otherwise we just lose all of our reason. But with Maria at our side, we should be able to handle all of that. Now, what's not as great... I'm going to double up on knowledge here for the sake of stamina, but we could just die in reason again. I mean, we'll see what happens. Thankfully, we got out. Also on Cult, so we get to lower Doom as well. So... because we don't have fetid fumes, we thankfully get to... Never mind, we rest at the lighthouse. Either way, we'll be able to survive, is what I'm trying to say. So, blah, 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 and off I go. And if we somehow still die, that would be really, really strange. Asada for the win. I think there have been a few video endings in which I did not make use of everything I had. Phantasms. And yeah, I just ended up ending the video, but I think those are few and far. I would say no more than 3 times. I don't count ones in which I made a mistake and then I'm stuck at a screen. That I wouldn't count that. But anywho, I don't remember at all, but it doesn't matter. I really need to start remembering that. I know I keep saying that, but boy, me. So yeah, without further ado, I mean, if you have any game suggestions, I just know I have about $25 USD I'm looking at. But if I don't use it for that, then we'll see what happens. But yeah, if you have any other suggestions or comments, concerns, criticism, so on and so forth, feel free to comment. I'll try to address them unless you just put out a good point and I'm just go, yeah, that's a good point. Otherwise, if you want to support me, just wait for me to release my game. Otherwise, thank you for watching and it won't take up much more of your time. Bye!